I remember growing up trying to find people who believed in me and saw me for more than the stereotypes that was felt like were stuck to my forehead, and just believed in me for what I could possibly be and see potential in me past the color of my skin, what I felt like was past the color of my skin. Just trying to find my purpose and going back to school and trying to find some way to have financial stability. I just wish there was some kind of like adult career guidance counselor. Growing up and going to high school, I didn't have that either. And we had that program, but like I said, the resources weren't really given to us the same way as other people. I went to the school for 4 years and didn't even know we had those types of programs because it wasn't something that was told to our parents, that was given to us, that was marketed so we can get the help and guidance that we needed. I don't, the highest level degree I have is associate's degree, which I'm not taking away from that, but it's like the way school systems are set up and how America is all about money, money, money. And, that creates those gaps a lot within how we evolve and how we manifest and move through life because everything is revolving around money. So instead of creating resources and bridging the educational gap and making school more accessible and less daunting with, college debt and all this other kind of stuff, is no resources. There's no resources that feel attainable to us. And then it's like the resources that we feel like we can attain, they're always less than, or it's like everything is something that you need a certification for, years of schooling for. And for a lot of people who are working check to check or have children or have lifestyles that it's hard to juggle school, that's unattainable to feel like, oh, the only way I'm going to ever make a successful living is if I go to school for 4 years, 6 years. Like, that's not feasible for everybody. College is not a feasible option for everybody, but they make it seem like that, and they make people feel inferior when they don't have a certain degree. It's like I feel like every few years, it's like a degree loses its validity or accreditation. Like, what's next? Bachelor degree is gonna be useless, and it's just like, I'm trying to like figure out what I actually want to do. I always know I want to help people, and so I know maybe life coaching. I know motherhood is a big aspect, so I know I want to go to get my doula certification. I'm working on that. Then I want to do like midwifery maybe, and lactation consultant, because definitely within our community, breastfeeding is something that is disregarded. And my personal experience, which I will get into stories of in my coming into womanhood series. But yeah, just having a black lactation consultant totally changed my whole perception and what I was gonna do. But also, maybe like herbalism, because I do feel like there's a lack of herbalists, black herbalists, which is the roots of herbalism. So that's something that's very important, and I feel like very healing for us, connecting us to our roots. So yeah, those are some of the reflections that I've been, and possible goals that I've been trying to attain. But it's like just thinking about the process and, oh, bachelor degree for this one, bachelor degree for that one, bachelor degree for this one, just to get jobs within the community, within the state. It's like, it's ridiculous, and there should be more resources to help people attain these types of goals so that they can sustain their families. And this is why a lot of people are embarking on careers that are out of integrity, or you know just for the money, because it's like you're not giving us or opening the doors for us in ways that can actually be reputable members of the community. So it's like we're having to find other options, and this is why people, especially black people, we feel defeated. And people always say, pull yourselves up for your bootstraps, stop being lazy. And it's like, no, bro, we ain't being lazy. We're constantly, me and my husband, we've gotten so many certifications and things and degrees, and like our associates, and we've gotten like different little trades. And it's like we're both just out here trying to be young adults, going into our journeys and trying to take care of our son and create a legacy so that our family has sustainability and we can actually get a house and, have a backyard where he can run around and play, and just the basic everyday things that I feel like everybody wants or everybody should have the ability to attain without, going through a whole psychological breakdown because you feel like every door is shutting in front of you. You know what I mean? It becomes hard and defeating sometimes trying to be a decent person, having a good heart, and always been taken advantage of, or feeling like, this world is so manipulative and there's very few people out here with integrity and morals and ethics. It's hard, but you know what? I won't change it. I'm never going to change the fact that I have such a pure, loving, beautiful heart, and nobody's going to ever have the power to take that away from me. I don't care how much my heart breaks. It gives me so much power to be competitive enough to say, you know what, you didn't break me. And your heart is in essence you. You just, sometimes we lose sight of it, because we've been so engulfed in so much negativity, and it creates so many dark layers around us that we forget where our heart is. It's just like, there's this idea of having this heart wall, and think of your heart being behind this brick wall, and every brick is consumed or made up of some event, some emotion, something that has created a wound, that, so it's like, that brick, it may be trauma, sadness, anger, fear. All these bricks make up this wall that block your heart off and stop you from receiving and giving love. And this is why a lot of us in our community, we walk around, we don't know how to be sweet, we don't know how to be vulnerable, we don't know how to be sensitive, we don't know how to express ourselves. All we know how to do is have an attitude, or be rude, or be standoffish, or be very guarded with our hearts, because we've had so much heartbreak, we've had so much abandonment. Historically, it runs in our veins, the stress, the worry. So it's like we carry the baggage, not only of ours, but from our ancestors, and it's so deeply embedded within us. But it's like, this is why faith is so important to me, and it's like, there's something about relinquishing control that is freeing. It's something about knowing that when I cannot handle my life, or I want to lay my burdens down, I can go and call on God and get on my knees and pray. And everybody may not agree with that, but for me, that sustains me, and no one's going to ever take that away from me again. And so, you just got to find, like I said, what sustains you. And this was a rant about careers and education, but you know how I do it, just go wherever I want to go. But yeah, I just want to kind of reflect on, feeling defeated, and sometimes how hard it is trying to make it. And it's not, I'm not being lazy, and it's not that I'm not putting myself in my bootstraps. It's just sometimes we don't have the resources, we don't have the no one to help us or guide us, and we're afraid as adults to ask for help. Y'all, I don't let, along with not letting no one define you, don't let society define you in the constructs that are set up to like keep, how can I say, the constructs that are set up in our system of education that make it hard for you to feel a level of worth, because on paper you have no worth, or on paper you have no commitment. There's things like, some people don't want a lot of debt, some people don't have the time to go to school, or whatever reasons. And it's just like for me, I have so much what I feel like is divine wisdom, or just this ancestral wisdom that resides within me, and I have so much information, and it's like I still don't feel adequate sometimes because I don't have this degree or that degree. And it's like, am I going to let that stop me from healing my community? Am I going to let that stop me from putting information out there because, you're not accredited, or, you didn't go to school for this? And it's like, I'm going to go to school for what? To get indoctrinated? And I'm not saying this because I'm against school, because honestly, I am going to go back to school just to prove to myself that I can still gain education and add it to what I already know. You have to know what is the bull and what's real. And you have to know what impacts your psyche and represses your spirit and brings your spirit down, and what is deep down your truth and what resonates with your soul and what uplifts your spirit. You have to know how to do that in everything that you do, so that you can continue to uplift your spirit, and that also is how you know what is working for you, and how you use your discernment, and how you tap into what is right for you, because it's uplifting your spirit. If something not uplifting your spirit and making you feel good, then, but you got to be careful with that too, because sometimes things are uplifting your spirit and make you feel good, because it's like you only looking at information that's just like yes man, like something that's gonna feed a narrative in your head that is not serving anyone around you. It's kind of like saying, oh, let me watch this influencer who says, F everybody all the time, don't compromise, just be you, don't care about other people at all, so you can walk around being a jackass all day, and you feel like, oh yeah, I like watching them. Yeah, you like watching them because they telling you that you can be an a-hole, a dickwad, and you have no consequences, and that's great. You're empowered when you do that. That's what I'm saying. So you got to use your common sense and tap back into what your grandmamma told you. Like, do you think she would have told you that's okay? Think back onto what would your parents tell you? What would that person who has some sense and some humility and some decency, what would they tell you? And it's just grounded in like I said, the old school traditional stuff. Because yes, some of it ain't right, but a lot of it is, and we're losing tradition in that kind of aspect of our upbringing with this new modern type of infiltration of a lot of things that are going on. But yeah, that's all I want to say. If you don't start, you already failed.